Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Patrice, and in this video, we will be talking about 7 of the best foodie cozy mystery series. And now let's get started. So in these series, the main characters, they either work with food, so like they're a caterer or a bakery shop owner, or the books have a lot to do with food and they have recipes at the end. So I am going to give you the series. I'm going to tell you like a little overview what I like about the series, and then I will put the first book in the series on the screen and read you the summary. So, like I said, let's get started. Number 8 on my list is the Savannah Reid Mystery Series by G.A. McKevett, and that is a pseudonym for Sonia Massey. And these mysteries are, the main character is Savannah Reid, and she is a former police officer turned private investigator. And she also has help from her assistant named Tammy, her ex-partner named Dirk Coulter, and I think her friends Ryan and Gibson. I don't know. Is that his name? Yeah, and they used to be former FBI agents. So that is her whole team. So in the first mystery, Savannah was charged with investigating the death of a city council member's spouse. And she did not want to play politics, so she ended up getting fired. And that's how she turned into a private investigator. And then the series just goes on from there. I like the series because it's like action packed and it's a little bit grittier than your normal cozy mysteries. So this is like a light version of like Faye Kellerman, like her stories and her mysteries. And what makes it cozy is like Savannah's grandma comes up and she gets into the series like a little bit, and then we get to see like Savannah's siblings and stuff, and it's just like a nice little family. And then the food comes in. So Savannah is from Georgia, and her family was like really, really poor and stuff. So like the food influences, like it's totally like Southern hospitality, like all of that kind of food, peach cobbler and fried chicken and, like catfish and collard greens and stuff like that. So the food is very, very familiar. And I also like this because Savannah is a plus size woman, and like she still gets like all the guys and stuff, and they always talk about like how she's so pretty and stuff like that. So I just like that representation in the story as well. Like it made it one of my favorites to read. And she also just doesn't take any mess. Like she's out there punching and fighting and like, she pull that gun out on you and stuff like that. So I like that she's not like a simpering, like, you know, like woman either. Like she's like take charge and assertive as well, but she knows how to use her charms and stuff. So it's just like a really good series. It's full of fun. Like I said, action as well, and a little bit of grit, but still with like that cozy charm. So now I will read you the summary of the first one. So the first book is titled Just Desserts, and here it is, the summary. Detective Sergeant Savannah Reid is a long way from Georgia, but she'll go anywhere for good food and good friends. And policing the exclusive Southern California town of San Carmelita is as tasty as biscuits and gravy with spicy home fries. Until City Councilwoman Beverly Winston's husband turns up dead, and an unprecedented media frenzy sweeps the elite beach community like a tsunami. The good Savannah is put in charge of the case. She's pressured to investigate every person of interest except the main one, Beverly herself. And when Savannah refuses to play political ball, she's summarily fired for being overweight. But when another suspect hires her to uncover the truth, the detective turns up the heat on an unsavory mess of triple dealing, infidelity, and betrayal that will rock San Carmelita's sun-soaked elegance to its core and put a calculating murderer's target on Savannah's back. Number 7 on the list is a Coffeehouse mystery series by Cleo, Coyle, and that is actually a pseudonym for a husband and wife team, and they write the books together. And this is a series about a coffee shop owner. Her name is Claire Cossey, and she owns the Village Blend in Greenwich Village, New York. And she is in business with her ex-husband, Mateo, and the Village Blend actually belonged to her mother-in-law, and she took over for her and kept working with him even after they got a divorce. And they also have a daughter, but now Claire is involved with a police detective named Mike Quinn, and he and Mateo kind of bump heads and don't get along. Mateo is very fiery, and Claire, she's not a pushover either. In this series, I really didn't like Claire and Mike Quinn together. Like, I don't know. I wanted her with Mateo because they had such good fun together. But all right, that is just me. I wanted them together. But I like this series because it also has like a little magical realism in it, like with the coffee. And I am not a coffee drinker, so they do go into detail like about the coffee, how it's supplied. Like it's a big portion of the story. So if you are a coffee drinker, you will probably like this series. Um, but I enjoyed like the banter between like all of the characters, like Claire's employees. They are really, really funny. And like I was saying, the magical realism comes in with like the coffee and like sometimes like certain mixtures that they come up with. Like they have like magical properties, like at least for like one story, there was a story like that. So I enjoyed that part as well. And there are also recipes for like scones and like other baked goods because she also sells those in her coffee shop. And they also do music and like poetry readings and stuff like that. So this is just like a good like modern day, like if you like sitting in coffee shops, but not like a Starbucks, like a nice mom and pop um, like store that's actually like in the community that you can support. This is a good series for that. So even though coffee is not my thing, I just like this series because I like the setting of New York, which is, you know, in my neck of the woods in New England. And just because of the banter between all of the characters. And the recipes are actually pretty good. So I will read the summary of the first book. The first book is titled On What Grounds? Again, this is by Cleo, Coyle, and a Coffeehouse mystery. And it says, Claire arrives at work to discover the assistant manager dead in the back of the store. Coffee grounds strewn everywhere. Two detectives investigate, but when they find no sign of forced entry or foul play, they deem it an accident. Still, Claire is not convinced, and after the police leave, Claire can't help wondering, if this was an act of murder, is she in danger? So I suggest you read this, like I said, especially if you are a coffee person. Number 6 on the list is the Vish Puri mystery series by Tarquin Hall. Now, this series is focused on a private detective based in Delhi, India, and his name is Vish, which means chubby in English. So he is like a mix of like Sherlock Holmes and Hercule Poirot from Agatha Christie's novels. So he uses like a lot of disguises, and he has like three, I don't want to call it, well, yeah, three employees, and they go by hand cream, tube light, and oh boy, hand cream, tube light, no, face cream, hand brake, and tube light. Those are his employees. Those are their code names. And they also go undercover in disguises and things as well. So that's like the Sherlock Holmes part. But then he also has Vish. He has like, he does not mind telling you like he's the best detective ever. Like the name of his detective agency is what is it? The most oh my goodness. The most private, I think. Yes, the most private investigator detective agency. So he doesn't mind telling you like he's the best at what he's doing. And the recipes in this book are like top notch. I like these stories because they are based in India. So it's like you're getting to travel while you are reading. And it gives you like a modern take on India and like what's happening in the country now. So it talks about like how there are all of these call centers and like malls popping up. And we meet Vish, and he is sort of like doing the investigative work for people who want to get married. So, like for the arranged marriages. And that used to be a job for like the aunties and like the family priest to do, but he is doing it. But then he gets a case where he has to find a missing servant. So that's his first case. But like I was saying, like I enjoy this because I get to learn about Indian culture and about like um, the food and recipes that they have. And like I think there's a glossary in the back for like, you know, words if you don't know what they mean, like it explains it. So you're just like learning a little bit while you are reading as well, which is good. And now I will read the first book summary. So again, the author is Tarquin Hall, and this is the Vish Puri mystery series. And it says, Meet Vish Puri, India's most private investigator. Portly, persistent, and unmistakably Punjabi, he cuts a determined swath through modern India's swindlers, cheats, and murderers. In hot and dusty Delhi, where call centers and malls are changing the ancient fabric of Indian life, Puri's main work comes from screening prospective marriage partners, a job once the preserve of aunties and family priests. But when an honest public litigator is accused of murdering his maidservant, it takes all of Puri's resources to investigate. With his team of undercover operatives, Tube Light, Flush, and Face Cream, Puri combines modern techniques with principles of detection established in India more than 2,000 years ago and reveals modern India in all its seething complexity. Number 5 on my list is the Spice Isle Bakery Mystery Series by Olivia Matthews. And this series, we have Lindsay Murray and her family, and they own the Spice Isle Bakery, and that is located in New York. And the family is from Grenada, and they serve up food that is seen in that culture. So you'll have, lots of like West Indian, Caribbean food, rice and peas, roti, curry chicken, um, like coconut drops, um, like all kinds of bread and desserts and stuff like that. So there are recipes in these stories as well. And this is a series that is written by an African American woman, and the characters are also African American. And this is one of the series that I found recently and I really enjoy. So I will read you the summary for the first one. The first one is titled Against the Current. And again, this is by Olivia Matthews, Spice Isle Bakery. Little Caribbean Brooklyn. What is going on? So I'm reading this summary and it has all types of typos. So wait a minute, I have to translate. Wait a minute here. Okay. Little Caribbean, Brooklyn, New York. Lindsay Murray is opening Spice Isle Bakery with her family, and it's everything she's ever wanted. The West Indian Bakery is her way to give back to the community she loves, stay connected to her Grenadian roots, and work side by side with her family. The only thing getting a rise out of Lindsay is Claudio Fabrizi, a disgruntled fellow bakery owner who does not want any competition. On opening day, he comes into the bakery threatening to shut them down. Fed up, Lindsay takes him to task in front of what seems to be the whole neighborhood. So when Claudio turns up dead, a day later, murdered, Lindsay is unfortunately the prime suspect. To get the scent of suspicion off her and her bakery, Lindsay has to prove she's innocent under the watchful eyes of her overprotective brother, anxious parents, and meddlesome extended family. What could go wrong? So I really enjoy this series because, again, like I feel like connected to these characters. Um, I don't know. I think of myself as a honorary like Caribbean person. Like I just love the culture and the food and everything. And the story, like the mysteries are actually pretty good. Like Lindsay's character, like she likes to worry and like insert herself into places she should not be, but she has a very good heart. And I would definitely like to see this series continue. There are only 3 books in the series so far. So if anyone knows Olivia Matthews, please tell her to write some more in the Spice Isle Bakery series because I really, really like this one. And it has been like a time for me to find a cozy series with Black characters that I have actually liked. So if any of you guys know Miss Matthews, please tell her she's got one person looking for more of these books. Number 4 on my list is the Faith Fairchild mystery series written by Katherine Hall Page. Now, this series is about a caterer named Faith Fairchild, but she is also a pastor's wife. And this series is based in Alford, Massachusetts. So, in my neck of the woods, Alford is a made up place. There is no actual town, but it is based in Massachusetts. So, this is like a typical New England town that she made up. These mysteries are really, really foodie mysteries because Faith is a caterer. So you do not escape food at all. In every book, there are recipes and there's food galore. But she is like a really like high class caterer. So you're not getting like fried chicken and, like cobblers and stuff or pound cakes. You're getting like, that high class food, like feta cheese and all that other stuff. So this will be like a nice change in like kind of the recipes that you typically see in cozy mysteries. Faith actually comes from New York. So she's got a little bit of like grit to her, even though she's a pastor's wife. Like she does not take any mess. And she and her husband, they have 2 kids, Ben and Amy. So I like this series because you get to see like the kids grow up and stuff and what's happening in their lives. And then you also get like the drama like of the side characters and like Faith and her family and stuff like that. So that is pretty exciting as well because sometimes that plays into the mysteries. And let's see what else. That's really about it for this one. Like, I really just enjoy this series. It's nice just seeing it set in New England and in Massachusetts, especially. And I like being able to like recognize like some of the places that Faith goes to. Now I'm going to read the summary of the first book. And the summary says, there was no question that the body in the church belfry was Cindy Shepherd and that she was dead. The kitchen knife sticking out of her curvaceous young body left no doubt. As Faith Sibley Fairchild, the minister's wife who made the grisly find, soon realizes, there is no shortage of suspects who might have wanted Cindy dead. Childhood enemies, jilted lovers, and angry victims of her vicious tongue. But ex-New Yorker Faith has a lot to learn about murder in Massachusetts. Digging up seedy little secrets in a quiet New England village can make the natives a bit nervous and turn the lady from the big city into just another small town statistic. So again, like I said, this is really a good series. It's very interesting, especially when you take into account or consideration like the church and dynamics. So yes, check it out and see if you like it. Number 3 on my list is The Darling Dalhias Mystery Series by Susan Wittig Albert. Now, this series is set during the Great Depression, and this is about the 1930s. This is a town called Darling, and it is in Alabama. So, one of the things I will caution is that, back in those days, you may see like some slurs and everything because that's how the people talk. So just be aware of that. But this is a book about a gardening club, and they go around, and it's really a story about the whole town and how they were trying to get through the Great Depression. So you have this gardening club, and they grow food for the townspeople, and they pass it out. And just like any small town, like how they come together and help each other out, and it just gives you also like some history about what happened during the Great Depression. But these ladies, they also happen to solve the mysteries that come up in the town. So, like, you'll have like an escaped convict, or you'll have like some money that went missing from the bank, like embezzlement, or you'll have, I think one of the stories, something was going on at the army base. Like you had some hijinks going on out there. So it's just really like about solving these little mysteries that pop up. You get lots of good recipes. Like this is a good southern town, so you're getting some southern cooking. And um, I just like how it paints like this portrait of like what was happening back then. And like it's nothing gory or anything like that. Like sometimes you do have a murder, but it's not like all murders. Like I said, sometimes it's like an escaped convict, or it's like somebody's secret coming out. So I just really enjoy the series for that reason. Like small town, lots of gossip, and like mess going on as well. So you get drama between the ladies, and then you get like their families and husbands and children and stuff like that. So that's good too. And like I said, like really good recipes as well. So I will read the summary for the first book. So the first book is titled The Darling Dahlias and the Cucumber Tree. And it says, the good old ladies of Darling, Alabama are determined to keep their town beautiful. The Darling Dahlias Garden Club is off to a good start until rumors of trouble at a bank, an escaped convict, and a ghost digging around their tree surface. If anyone can get to the root of these mysteries, it's the Darling Dahlias. But again, like I said, a nice historical picture of the times and what people were going through the Great Depression. So check it out. Number 2 on my list is Tita Rosie's Kitchen Mystery Series by Mia P. Manansala. And this follows Lila Macapagal and her aunt, and they have a Filipino restaurant called Tita Rosie's Kitchen. And this series, Lila is pulled into solving mysteries when she is accused of killing her ex-boyfriend. And she has a little dog, and she's like a little weenie. And I love the dog in the story. Her dog is so cute, and I believe her name is Linguisa, I believe is the dog's name. And that's like a little Portuguese sausage, and it's like long and slim like her dog. I believe she has a dot. Oh, I never know how to say. Is it Dachshund? Dachshund? The little sausage doggy. That's what kind of dog she has. So Lila has the shop where she's also creating desserts and food and stuff with 2 of her friends. And one of her friends, she does like plants, and another friend, she does drinks, and Lila does like the desserts. So I believe it's called the Witch's Brew, or I believe that's the name of it. I'm not sure, but it's like a play on that name. And so they have their own like little restaurant, but Lila still helps out in her aunt's kitchen as well. And this was my first introduction to like Filipino food and stuff like that. And it is very similar to like Spanish food or like Puerto Rican food, like that kind of Spanish. And I thought that was very interesting. So, yeah, this just sent me down like a little rabbit hole. I've been trying to find like a Filipino restaurant near me, and they don't have any. But they do have like a booth at our jazz festival that comes to my town. So I've been stopping at that booth every summer to get some of this food, and it is good, y'all. It's good. So I really enjoy this series because I got to learn a lot about Filipino culture and like the food and like some of the customs and things that they do in their culture. And it was so interesting. It is like we are all related. We're just all related. And the series is very well written, and the mysteries, like they're not like overly complicated. Of course you get like drama with Lila and like her family and stuff like that, and um like her dating life and all that good stuff. So you get a little bit of drama mixed in, and the mysteries are engaging. They're not like very tough to figure out. Um, she does give you like enough clues and things like that. So the mysteries are good, and the stories have been pretty good as well. So the only thing is Lila's like a little, I don't know, like I don't know if I like her or not. Um, so I haven't read the last two books in the series just because she kind of got on my nerves in like the last book that I read. And I'm like, I just don't know if I want to pick you back up again. But I am still recommending this series, especially for the recipes, because they had like a chicken recipe, and that thing was chef's kiss. It was good. So I think you would like this if like you're a foodie and you actually want to make the recipes, but if you want to learn about a different culture, this is definitely something good to pick up. Oh, I almost, oh my goodness, I almost forgot to read the summary. So here we go with the first book. The first book is titled Arsenic and Adobo. And here's the summary. When Lila Macapagal moves back home to recover from a horrible breakup, her life seems to be following all the typical rom-com tropes. She's tasked with saving her Tita Rosie's failing restaurant, and she has to deal with a group of matchmaking aunties who shower her with love and judgment. But when a notoriously nasty food critic, who happens to be her ex-boyfriend, drops dead moments after a confrontation with Lila, her life quickly swerves from a Nora Ephron romp to an Agatha Christie case, with the cops treating her like she's the one and only suspect, and the shady landlord looking to finally kick the Macapagal family out and resell the storefront. Lila's left with no choice but to conduct her own investigation. Armed with the nosy auntie network, her barista best bud, and her trusted Dachshund, Longanisa, Lila takes on this tasty, twisted case and soon finds her own neck on the chopping block. Again, I may not have pronounced these names right, but the series is really good. So check it out. Number one on my list is the Hannah Swenson mystery series written by Joanne Fluke. In this series, we have Hannah Swenson, who is the owner of the Cookie Jar, and she lives in Lake Eden, Minnesota, and she helps to solve mysteries in her town, and she gets help from her two boyfriends, Norman, who is a dentist in the town, and Mike, who is the not the chief. Oh boy, he's a policeman in the town, a detective. So her boyfriends help her, and also she has two sisters, Andrea and Michelle, and they help her as well. And then her mom, Dolores, and her mom's boyfriend, Doc, he also helps as well. So everybody in the town knows that Hannah has sort of like a murder radar, because every time she is around, somebody ends up dying. So there are over like 30 books in the series, and they all have like some sort of dessert title. And in this story, there are recipes galore in every book. So you get desserts, you also get like casserole dishes and other um, like dinners and lunch things and breakfast casseroles. And I have made some of the desserts in these stories. Like I have a sour cream pound cake that I got from uh, one of these books, and it was really, really good. And she also has this thing called Kool-Aid cookies, where you actually take Kool-Aid and you use them to dye the cookies, and they are so good. Those are really, really good. And she has all sorts of like dessert bars that you can turn into breakfast bars. Like you can make them healthy and use them as granola bars and stuff like that. Like so many cookies and things. So I highly recommend this if you are a foodie and you want to make recipes, to read Hannah's books. Now, Hannah is she's like um another woman, like main character, but she has like red hair, and she's not like your typical like skinny mini or whatever. So I like that she is representing for us, like, more on the plus side, like as a character. And she has the cutest cat named Moshi, and um Moshi is like a funny character. And then Norman has a cat named Cuddles, and when those two get together, they cause like so much trouble. So that is like nice. Like the books are funny, they're humorous, and like there's a lot of drama that happens because Hannah's got these two boyfriends who are like constantly, like they're going back and forth, like who is she going to be with, who is she going to pick or whatever. So that's pretty good. And like this is really like small town, like everybody knows each other, everybody knows everybody's business. Like these stories are like really quick and easy and fun to read. Like it's no over the top language, like you will get through these pretty quick. And these were also turned into Hallmark movies, and I believe Allison Sweeney, she used to be on The Young and the Restless, I believe, but she plays Hannah in the Hallmark movies. The only thing I don't like is that she doesn't have like red hair, and they changed like some other things from the book to these TV movies, and I didn't really care for that. But if you want to watch them, like if you want to read the books and then watch the stories, like that's a good way to do like immersive reading. You can do it that way. But again, this is like my number one like foodie cozy series. Like, I really, really enjoy this series. Like, whenever a new one comes out, I think a new one is coming out shortly. Like, I automatically pick it up. It doesn't matter. I'm going to read that thing. The first book is titled Chocolate Chip Cookie Murder. And let me read the summary. Hannah Swenson already has her hands full trying to dodge her mother's attempts to marry her off while running the cookie jar, Lake Eden, Minnesota's most popular bakery. But once Ron LaSalle, the beloved delivery man from the Cozy Cow Dairy, is found murdered behind her bakery with Hannah's famous chocolate chip crunchies scattered around him, her life just can't get any worse. Determined not to let her cookies get a bad reputation, she sets out to track down a killer. Who would have the sheer audacity and the motive to kill the most punctual delivery man Hannah ever had? Topping the list is the high school football coach. What exactly was his wife doing, making the rounds with the milkman? Could Max Turner, owner of Cozy Cow Dairy, have had a secret he didn't want to share with his top employee? The more Hannah snoops, the more suspects turn up. Why has Lake Eden's most prominent prodigal son, Benton Woodley, just resurfaced? And what about the mysterious Mr. Harris, who seemed interested in buying the property next to the dairy, but then disappeared? This is one murder that's starting to leave a very bad taste in Hannah's mouth, and if she doesn't watch her back, Hannah's sweet life may get burned to a crisp. So guys, I am not sure what happened to my audio. It looks like my mic's turned off in the middle of recording. So I just wanted to pop on and do a quick voiceover so that you would get the rest of the summary. I'm going to end this video by saying that these are my top foodie cozy mysteries. I hope you heard or saw something here that you would like to read. Let me know in the comments. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you the next time. Bye-bye.